Hey everybody, back with a new episode of Babylon 5. Last episode was a pretty big one. We are fully going after Earth by going and getting Proxima 3 taken care of. Now I imagine we're headed toward Mars. Hopefully get that situated. I don't know if it's going to be as easy, but you know, last episode was not easy in any way. It took a lot of people making the right decision at the right time. So I hope that carries through for what we're continuing to do. But, you know, all the unaligned worlds have gotten rid of their defense treaties with Earth. They are helping us. Also, you know, Londo and G'Kar are dedicating themselves to Babylon 5 and having a drink together, Londo and G'Kar, and maybe finally letting bygones be bygones, which is so huge. Not just for them, because for them it is quite something after everything we've seen happen with them, but just for the Narn and the Centauri, that cycle, like maybe it's finally truly broken this time, hopefully. I'll admit I've had my doubts about Sheridan's mindset right now. Just based on a couple of things that's been happening. I think Garibaldi also is making me question a lot of things, but I don't necessarily love what's happening to him. But everything Sheridan did last episode, I believed in. He, you know, minimized casualties as much as he could. He made really smart, sound decisions, utilized past relationships, played on sympathies and moralities, and just, it was just a triumph, 100%. So I hope to continue to see that. I hope Delenn gets back soon and we can do something about Mars right now. And that is where Garibaldi is going and saying he's never going to return. His dealings with Edgar's, it does not make me feel good. And I'll be curious to see if we finally get some sort of answers with what's going on with him, at least, if not with Edgar's too, because, I mean, there's some telepathic nonsense happening with Edgar's, I believe. This next episode is called Exercise of Vital Powers. I imagine that's going to be our relationship with the resistance that's on Mars. I know they haven't been the biggest fan of ours just because we have been away. I haven't really been helping them. But I mean, we're ready to go. So I'm hoping that there's no friction there, because we all need to be on the same side to go against Earth and Clark. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's get into it.
This is what I was afraid would happen, but it's been coming for a long time.
What?
Ever since Sheridan got back. He wants to take over the whole operation for himself. That's the part that worries me. That's the part that made me come back here. Mars.
Everything is illusion, Mr. Garibaldi. Concepts of language, light, metaphor, nothing is real, except this blindfold.
Well, it's real to
which
you.
Which you will put on now.
When they wake up, they bond instantly to any computer system nearby. They're
Yeah,
immediately
we saw that.
I can't take the risk, not after what happened the last time. And the captain, he just keeps bugging me about this every time he calls. I mean, these implants are beyond anything I've ever encountered before. And after a while, you know, that really starts to annoy me.
What does Sheridan want to know?
I should be able to figure this out.
Or why is he so
It gets away
interested?
from me every time. 50 cc's until she's stable, and then
Oh, he's awake. What did you do?
There never has been a good time for us, has there?
It's just
Well.
very busy right now. William has a lot of...
It's all right, Lise. Our guest has come a long way on a hard road.
He's so old.
Trip wasn't too difficult.
I don't trust Clark.
Yes, well, who does? Many of us believed he was behind President Santiago's assassination long before your people leaked anything. He's out of control. He's
Okay, well,
running
this is all
scared,
good to
he needs
hear.
be stopped. but not by a military action. You have to work from inside the system.
That's just what I'm saying. Unless Sheridan's stopped, he'll tear Earth apart.
I won't do anything until I know I can trust you. And I suspect you won't do anything until you know you can trust me.
Okay, how do you trust each other?
A very interesting weekend, Mr. Garibaldi.
I guess so.
I don't even know if you're gonna believe me. It sounded like the scream a shadow vessel makes when it comes by. When I heard it, I just reacted instinctively. It made it go away.
They're gonna put you through your paces. Oh.
What's she doing here?
Psychor?
She is a telepath, Mr. Garibaldi. She knows nothing of our situation here or our discussion. I have hired her for a surface
using
scan only. She
a
will not
telepath?
probe deeply, will not know the context of our discussion. I want you to tell me what you think about telepaths.
Telepaths.
I want to know what Edgar thinks about telepaths.
Well,
Feel free to be honest, Mr. Garibaldi. Her job is to report, not to be offended by your opinions.
How do you stop a conspiracy when you have no evidence, no record? It all takes place in thoughts, exchanged from one telepath to another, to another.
They have a code of conduct.
Sooner or later, this is going to get ugly. I just hope I'm not alive to see it happen.
Then you believe they're a menace to society?
That's what he wanted to hear.
That's the one we've got.
I understand you disappeared from Babylon 5 for some time this past January. Do you know what happened to you?
Tell us.
No. I don't remember anything.
Are we gonna get to see? Please.
Thank you, Mr. Garibaldi. We go now.
Oh, she caught something.
Are you still in love with my wife?
Oh!
What?
What does that have to do with anything?
Very straightforward question, Mr. Garibaldi. Are you still in love with my wife?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Thank you. You may return to your room now.
The telepath has determined that was a lie. All right, now spill the tea. No.
Thank you, Ms. Constance. Mr. Wade will attend to your payment.
No. What was that? What was the head shake?
I think he'd be a fine addition. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Of course. Awful.
All right, almost ready.
Okay, well that is confirmed.
What do you want me to do?
He wants to eliminate all
Do whatever
telepaths.
you did the first time, just do it more slowly. The implants may be stimulating the production of brain accelerants, making it work faster. Which is necessary if you've been turned into the central processing center of it.
She hears it.
But without control or direction, the brain functions become erratic or distorted. They start casting about, looking for something to do.
Oh.
Oh. It's all right. What am I? Why am I?
They completely reset you?
I can't live like this.
No!
I can't let you do that. I'm sorry. Guys.
Whoa. What the hell? Lita, she's acting weird.
What kind of world would we have? What options for happiness would we have in a society run by telepaths? You know, where ordinary humans are considered second-class citizens.
That is not what's happening.
Privacy is something you don't even risk dreaming about.
And you're our savior?
Today, President Clark has the power, and we gave it to him because we're afraid of the aliens and afraid of ourselves.
And now he's giving it to the telepaths.
Clark will cut the final ties that hold the Psychor in check. He'll turn it into a military and police force answerable only to him.
Thought police.
Exactly. Once that happens, they'll never let go.
Well, that's why we have telepaths who aren't a part of the Psychor.
Other ways to fix this. We let Clark have his way because we didn't see this telepath thing coming until it was too late. Now it's a threat to our business interests, and we'll fix it.
Like genocide.
Quietly, behind the scenes. We just need a little more time to make this work.
No.
Once you decide you're in, all the way, I'll tell you the rest.
I'll
You're gonna
never
change
tell
the
you
world,
this.
Mr. Garibaldi.
Oh my God.
I hope you'll work with me.
You are a different side of the same coin.
I just start to worry when things are going too well. Any word from Delenn?
She finished her work on Minbar. She's heading back here. She should be arriving in a couple of days.
Please hurry, Delenn.
Anything else?
Nope, all quiet on the Epsilon front.
This is important, Stephen.
Why? Why is this so important?
It's so
Now,
important.
if you want me to do this right, I need to know what this is all about.
Stephen.
I mean it.
You should tell him.
All right. Are there any other personnel around?
Well, yeah, a few, but...
This is private.
So
All right, everybody, take a break.
this is private. Who just
Get something
passed
to
you?
eat, grab some sleep, just go.
What? Let us hear. Oh my God. I am so incredibly frustrated by all of this shit that I don't know.
Stephen.
Sheridan, I know. He never would have told me what this one just did.
What did he say?
I have a long-term job for you. You available? Good. Start packing. We'll leave in a few days as soon as I take care of everything.
Where are we going?
Mars.
Mars? Are y'all going after Edgar's?
What does he have that I don't have? Why him instead of me?
He is still in love with her.
Is it the money?
No. You marry the job, 24 hours a day, and everybody else is just excess baggage.
I never said that to you.
No. But in 3 years, you never said you loved me until I said it to you first. And from where I sit, that means the same damn thing.
I
Oh.
wish you wouldn't.
It's all right. It's a terrible thing to die alone, Wade.
I want him put down.
Shouldn't they finish the test?
We know it works. There's no need to prolong this. Put him down. Put them all down.
So they're all just test subjects.
There's enough pain in the universe already.
I'm in.
Oh, I'm very pleased to hear that.
No.
So, what's the rest?
Saying you decided isn't the same thing as demonstrating your sincerity. You showed me a little of that earlier. and
He's gonna
I returned
string
the
you
favor.
along.
Now it's your turn again.
So how do I prove I'm in all the way?
Give me Sheridan. Let me turn him over to President Clark.
You get to Sheridan through his father.
Oh
Knows where he
no!
Clark's people have been turning Earth upside down and have been able to find him.
Do you know where he
You
is?
can't. But I can. I screwed up both our lives pretty good. Now I get to make up for it. Assuming any of us could ever make up for anything we've done in the past.
You're doing this for her?
Maybe we can't. Maybe we just have to live with it. And get on with it. And do what we have to. Never what we want to.
I know this episode was called Exercise of Vital Powers, but it was exercising my last nerve. There are too many secrets going on. They need to fill us in. I am so incredibly frustrated. I don't know up from down. Every episode, I'm like, oh, we got to worry about Sheridan. No, we ain't got to worry about him at all. Yes, we got to worry about him. Like, oh my God, I'm back to being worried about it. But there's so much other things to be worried about as well. And like Edgar's plan is not it. Like we see, he thinks he's doing the right thing. He thinks he's got it all figured out. But it's so cruel to what he's wanting to do to the telepaths because Clark is using them in this way. And, you know, he likened them to the thought police. You have to work with that. Use the telepaths at your disposal in a way that is good for them and that is a way for them to fight against what they are against, which is the unethical nature of what you can do as a telepath. People like Lita, even though I don't know what to think about Lita right now either. Because every time she's like in their mind, she's like weird. I don't know, it's like residue shadow shit. Is it residue Vorlon shit? Who could say? Oh my God. Like it's so wild to see him act like he's being Edgar's, being like a decent person and like putting those people out of their misery, even though like they're his test subjects. But at the same time, just killing that Psi Corps lady who was interrogating Garibaldi. Like, which is it? Are you really caring about everybody, or are you not? Why do all of the telepaths have to be at risk, especially when it's going to be utilized in a way that I don't think it's going to be discerning on who he gives it to, in terms of like who is working with Clark or whatever. This seems like he wants to exterminate all of the telepaths. There ain't nothing worse than a dumb, smart guy. And that guy is a dumb, smart guy. He thinks he's got it all figured out. But like, this is so awful. Like, this is awful. And I agree that there are some things to take in consideration when you've got someone in a military power that is going to have a lot of strength. We hear that he is just collecting people left and right that are, wanting to be a part of this resistance. But from everything we've seen so far, like an example of last episode, he handled that correctly. He didn't misuse his power. He helped as many people as possible. And I know it's all for this greater goal. It's easier said than done that, oh, well, to get rid of Clark, it has to come from the inside. Like, he's like a full-on dictator at this point. The will of the people sometimes is not met when they're being given misinformation, and hopefully I would like to hear that, some of our transmissions are going through, but sometimes like you need people like Sheridan who are acknowledging all of the horrible things that Clark has done and, rising up against it. Like, it's hard because I'm arguing for something that like I'm not even sure I 100% believe in, because I'm just as worried about Sheridan as I am Edgar's. Last episode, I felt better about it, but now, do I? What did he tell Dr. Franklin? Like, that really fucked him up, even though he was like, well, it's the only choice. He said that, and then you got Garibaldi who's like, well, I'm doing what I have to, not what I want to. I'm like, oh my God. I'm so been out of shape about this. There is something going on with Sheridan. I tried to walk it back as much as I could last episode because of how well it went and how well he did. But everyone is noticing it. It's not just Garibaldi. He is different. Something's going on. But to jump on board of what Edgar's has got going on is not what you do. What does Sheridan want with these telepaths that have been connected to the machine or whatever, and that have been altered by the shadows? What was so awful that Dr. Franklin heard from him? What is happening to Lita when she goes in their minds? They want to die. It's so awful what's been done to them. I mean, maybe he wants to use them as a defense against what we now know Clark is building toward. He is trying to utilize the Psi Corps in this way. Where does Bester fit into all of this? Because like, he wants his lover to be freed or woken up or whatever they can do. But he's also a part of the Psi Corps who is in bed with Earth right now. Like, oh, this is so messy. And I don't know how to feel about any of it other than bad. All of it's kind of bad. want answers. So I'm not like going back and forth in my mind about like who I trust or who I should root for. This is so awful. And now Garibaldi is doing something that he knows is wrong, going after Sheridan's dad, because whatever you think of Sheridan, his dad is not a part of this problem, and that is a shit-ass thing to do. He's, you know, justifying it to himself. But he's also operating on a level of, he thinks this is best for Lisa. I was completely of the mind that she was just with Edgar's as a means to an end to get her kid back. But let her tell it, and she's like, no, he was there for me. You weren't there for me. That's enough. Even though he's an old-ass man who wants to eradicate telepaths. Oh my God. Like telepathy in this case, like this is a naturally occurring event. You have to figure out how to work with it. There is a standard of conduct. There are ethics that they have to follow. There are consequences when you don't follow that, supposedly. But you can't just say end them all. Oh my God. I think something, I mean, are they just trying to say that Sheridan is just fundamentally different? Or is something attached to him? Like, who was like walking past him? And who was he talking to in that lunchroom when he came up with the idea of how to get the Unaligned Worlds on board with the patrolling? What is up? I know the Shadows and the Vorlons are gone. But are they completely? Is a separate part of their legacy other than, you know, the abstract idea of a legacy versus like a physical thing? Is there still something lingering? I don't know. I don't know. But to have Edgar's prop up Clark like a puppet to say, oh, well, we'll handle him when we need to. We're going about it in mysterious ways. But then at the same time, also going at Sheridan. It's too seedy. It's too shady. They wouldn't be showing us like him just killing that telepath who was helping them. Like, that is a shitty thing to do. He is not... He may think he is doing the right thing, but he isn't. He's going about it the wrong way. And I don't know. I don't necessarily think that Sheridan's going... Like, we got 3 big players, Clark, Sheridan, and Edgar's. And I don't know if I like or trust any of them. I love Sheridan, who I know to have been Sheridan. But I don't know if this is the same guy. Delenn, please get back as soon as possible. They said a few days. She is the one that I trust, I believe in, and if anybody can point me to a North Star, it is her. So I desperately need her presence back in the show. Back dealing with Sheridan. Maybe she can see what everyone else apparently is seeing, and we can really figure out what's going on. But I need answers. This was the most... I'm frustrated. I'm very frustrated. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but like, give up the ghost on something. Give us something. They just keep adding more and more mystery. Like, at some point, the dam's got to break. You got to give us something. And I'm just very discombobulated by a lot of it. Like how much they're making me question my own self. Like last episode, I was like, damn, I just completely read this wrong. Sheridan is who he has always been. He's the leader I should be like completely behind. But after this episode, I'm like, oh, maybe I was catching on to something that he is different and it needs to be addressed. And like, what is he having Dr. Franklin do? Is it nothing he's done so far has been beyond reproach, but it's also leading potentially to the thing that Garibaldi keeps lobbing at him, that he's like interested in like all this power and being like an empire. I don't want to believe that's true, but they gotta give us something, man. I am a mess. I need to be, I need some answers. Give up the ghost. Come on something. And Garibaldi's so hard to read too, because like him saying like nobody should be on Mars in the beginning, what the fuck was that? Like, I know he's had issues on Mars, but he was saying like no humans need to be there. I talked about it a little bit during the opening credits, but like, I don't know enough history about Mars to have a clear idea of how I feel. I mean, did we colonize Mars and take land from Martians? I don't think that's what happened. So what is his fundamental issue there? Other than the bad shit that's happened to him? I don't know. I mean, people who classify themselves as Martians now are the ones that were born there after we, you know, went there first. Were there actual Martian people living there? Is that the issue? It doesn't seem like it is. So what is he talking about? Why does he feel this way? But it's not enough for him not go there and get into bed with Edgar's. This is, oh my God. I don't know what to think, guys. I'm a mess. I am a mess. So this was a good, if frustrating episode. I just feel out of sorts and I need them to give me a little bit more. But I guess I'll just let it happen, and when it happens, and hopefully it all makes sense. But right now, like, the level of mistrust I have for everything that I hear from everyone. I don't even feel good about Lita. I don't know. But yeah, what an interesting episode. I'll say that. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon.